This is Wale Faram. I'm a tech entrepreneur, and welcome to another episode of Tech RoundUp Talk. On this show, we go into practical discussion with a subject matter expert and explore all things technology. We do this by discussing our guests' professional background, their rise to the top, and topical issues in the industry. On Tech RoundUp Talk today, we have the privilege of welcoming Emeka Okoye, who is the CEO and semantic architect of Semantic, a company that makes people, governments, and businesses learn machines smarter using linked open data, Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, and cognitive computing. Over the last 18 years, Emeka has been at the forefront of technology and innovation in Nigeria, from co-founding the earliest startup to building microgrid solution for managing renewable energy using IoT and blockchain technology. Welcome, Emeka. Good to have you on the show.
I'm privileged and honored.
I'm honored. Your stellar reputation, your stellar background. I just think it's a privilege to have the opportunity to talk to you and question you about some of the most relevant questions of the day in technology for our audience to learn.
Thank you.
You're a scientist and a technologist, and you've been involved in building so many businesses. And I wonder and I'm sure it's in the mind of our viewers as well, what motivates you to start this project and build these businesses?
Well, I see myself, I like to pride myself on a scientist because my background from childhood, I was into experimenting with a whole lot of things, especially to do with physics, chemistry, biology. So the thing is that I like to build solutions. I like to solve problems.
A smart kid.
Yes. As a kid, I had a chemistry set. So I was mixing different chemicals before I entered university. And I was exposed to a whole lot. I built a biogas before I entered university. I built a circuit for receiving radio signals. So building things, solving problems is something I've been used to. So this is where I was nurtured and exposed. So how I get involved in this business is because we want to solve challenges in our society, our community, and that's like the first principle of science. Observation, observe your environment. So I'm taking that principle serious.
Well, but another school of thought, I always think about it this way, is that are there peculiar problems with us that only us can innovate for those? Or at this point, do we just need to take innovation that has worked well and advanced other economies, bring to our country, localize it, and make it work for us? Which school of thought are you in?
Okay, so let me tear that whole thing apart.
Okay.
Nigeria, let's define this environment that we grew up in. Nigeria is a problem-challenged environment. We have so many problems. So the first question we need to ask ourselves, why are we unable to solve any of these problems? You see, now, problem-challenged environment is a big opportunity. Now, from a scientific mindset, that's a big deal. So it means that we have a lot of work to do. We have a lot of solutions to build.
Absolutely.
And there's obviously competency that will come out. What we haven't taken into consideration is that this is our problem. Give us opportunity to become competent in solving this problem. So if you solve the problem here, then you can solve it there. You understand? So that's an economy on its own. But the first thing first, let us know how to solve the problem.
So back to your background.
Yes.
As I was reading and the audience listening, I'm sure there are a lot of those things that people don't exactly understand what it means.
Okay.
Even we techies. So sometimes we're scratching our head. What is this? You've done a lot of work around data mining, semantic technology. To what end is this body of work?
Now, semantic technologies simply the word semantic talks about meaning, right? So the meaning is the meaning of your data for the computer software algorithm to understand. So our data is supposed to be done in a language that algorithms and computer can understand so that they can do the heavy lifting from us. Because the whole idea, one of the objectives of artificial intelligence now that we're all talking about today is for AI to help humans be better, look better, work better, feel better, name it. That's the whole idea. They are not meant to replace us, so that one is just unnecessary hype. It's supposed to be a human and machine working together rather than a human versus machine situation. So semantic technology is about making your data smart for algorithms to understand and know what to do.
So you gracefully transition into data blocks, data mining, and leading into creating artificial intelligence and application around it. And you also mentioned, we're all talking about it, there's a lot of hype about artificial intelligence, how it's coming to take all our jobs. I know you've said that's nonsense. But the audience out there is wondering, this phrase that I hear every day, what is it? How is it applicable to my life? And in the context of the Nigerian market, are there opportunities for artificial intelligence applications to actually help us solve some? You referred to it at the beginning, where challenge-driven economy. Are there opportunities for artificial intelligence solution to help us fix some of the problems that we face here in Nigeria?
Okay, so let me give the simplest definition of artificial intelligence so that people will understand whether it's relevant or not. So the whole idea of artificial intelligence is for machines. So when we use the word machines, we actually also mean computers, software, bots, and algorithms and so on. So it's for machines to mimic human intelligence. So
do they get smarter than us over time?
No, they shouldn't, because they are mimicking you. You understand? They are good in certain things, but they are very poor in certain areas like judgments and and all that.
Emotion, passion.
Exactly. So those discussions to me are just more distraction. We should rather focus on the usefulness of AI. Okay, so if we can understand it that way, then we can just take it that if they could mimic us, then they could do some routine or mundane things that we do so that we can move on to ordinary things. Now, one of the biggest things, whether it's going to take our job, it's going to take some of our jobs. And the reasons are simple. I'll give you an instance. One of the challenges that we have, again, is that education has been poor in this country. So a lot of people are not well educated, so they don't have many skills. Machines are good at things that you don't require a lot of skills. I'll give you a project that I was involved. So this big office wanted to employ robotic cleaners. So presently they had
robotic cleaners, meaning robots that would clean, manual cleaning.
Yeah, manual cleaning of the floors and everything.
Okay.
Now, between the two of us, we can agree that you actually don't need too much skill set to clean the floor. You don't even need to use too much of your brain. Most likely you might be using 0.006% of your brain to clean the floor. You can actually clean the floor with your eyes closed because you've been doing it over. Good. Now, economics of scale now come in when you see a robot that can do that same job at a cheaper price. So we have where we pay people minimum wage 18,000. So in a year that comes to like 200 and something thousand. A robot that can do that same job costs like 75,000 naira. And remember, you're not buying that robot every year. So the first year price is 75,000 naira. The second year price might just
probably-
be the change of battery.
You can capitalize it.
Yeah. The good thing about the robot is that the robot is not going to complain to you that you have back pain, that the grandmother died, that, has malaria. Nothing. It doesn't. It will clean. It will clean as long as possible. Let me tell you the beautiful thing. You see, that robot will clean that whole hall when the lights are off. So I can save my electricity bill and clean the whole hall. It's going to use darkness with its sensor and clean everything. I can't do that with any human being. I'll pay 200 and something thousand naira plus electricity bill to clean that same hall in the night.
So to connect this together, in a country where our education is not great, where the level of literacy is low, where most of the jobs are low-paying jobs, many of them are minimum wage, it seems like artificial intelligence might be a threat to majority of our population. Given your analysis
No, it's not mine.
about
It
the
is.
manual cleaning.
No.
So how should people react and be prepared for that?
It's not might. It's already a threat. It's happening in Ikeja. I mean, it's been happening for 2 years. Go to the food and beverages sector of manufacturing. A lot of jobs have been wiped out with robots. I mean, are you telling an entrepreneur to go the expensive route to provide a service when he has something more reliable and something cheaper? I mean, our leaders are meant to know these things so that they'll start reacting.
Artificial intelligence is real.
Yes.
It's coming.
Yes.
And
It has come.
It has come,
Yeah.
and a lot of tech communities are preparing for it. The question I have is there an existing tech ecosystem for AI specifically in Nigeria that you know about or you are helping to build, especially given information lately that even the tech giants like Google and Microsoft are getting involved in building such centers and such community in West Africa?
Okay, so I need to emphasize on something I should have answered previously. One thing is, one question we need to ask ourselves is that are we setting this environment ready for AI? And my question is no. One of the most important elements we need for AI to succeed is data. What is lacking in Nigeria is data.
Plus other things.
Yeah, but data is the most important thing.
Yeah.
We don't have a data culture. No matter what you think is going on, we don't have. Key thing, we need open data. Government data needs to be open.
Yeah, absolutely.
Key. Secondly,
Yeah, government needs to keep the data first before they open it, because we have challenges with them not even losing data that people provide.
yeah, so the thing is that for us to even have that data ecosystem, we need first of all to have our data centers. We need to have data processors. So we need to host data internally, because now data is sovereign. If I know all your data, I virtually know everything about you. I can take your identity. People need to be careful. Our data doesn't need to be hosted in San Francisco. Our data needs to be hosted here, processed here. Okay? Now, so we need to have all those things. Okay? Then we need to start encouraging businesses to start exploiting data. So they will use data from open government data, they use data from science research, then they use industry data. With this, we can use it to create opportunities where we can create value that will result in businesses being created. So that means employment. That means more people will earn something, and taxes. So government need to come out.
It's a cycle.
Yes, and support data. Now, presently, private people are doing the little they can do. Right now, we have an organization called Data Science Nigeria, led by Dr. Bayo Adekomi. He's doing a very marvelous, he solely and his team, I'm a supporter, done far more in data science in a country in Africa than anywhere you want to. His impact here is huge. They have impacted over 400,000 people who have taken one course or been exposed to their events and all that. So they are teaching, giving a lot of materials. We are about to have a boot camp soon, right? So the data community is...
So talking about whether you are in the data community or in the startup community, there's usually a common goal, which is to build.
Yes.
Whether you're building to solve a problem or building to make money. As someone who has done a lot of this,
yes,
what will be your top, as we round up, the episode, what will be the top 3 things in terms of advice that you will give to a young entrepreneur or young person interested in data and data mining to focus on as they build their career?
One of the biggest things that will define the 21st century is biotechnology.
Okay.
And biotechnology works well with data science. In fact, right now we have a new course they call computational biology. So biology is now becoming computational. So my advice to young people is, especially those in the biological or life sciences, that they should take their course seriously and move to learn data science. That the combination of that is
very valuable.
Is more than valuable.
Okay.
Because a whole lot of our problems, take for example from food security to even bad roads to even electricity, clean energy now. Clean energy is now coming from biological elements.
The combination of those two, skill
sets
becomes really valuable.
Very, very, very valuable.
Okay.
Then for the startups and entrepreneurs, now, they are doing okay. To be fair on them, the unemployment rate is not encouraging. I have no issues with what everybody is doing. I just have issues when people are copying and then hoping that is our...
That catches on.
No. That this is the end of... this is the best we can do.
Okay.
We are limited by our poor research culture. We don't have research. So we don't have research. Science research is a source of new knowledge in any society in the world.
Okay.
And we are not doing that. So we don't have new knowledge. Okay. So we have to manage with what we have. So for me, it's understandable. But again, let's not be in a hurry to put out things. Why don't we see whether we can start encouraging local research, so that we can get something new and then create startups out of those new things.
Okay.
Because those are the things that will define us. You understand? The way M-Pesa defines Kenya. Because it's still that, M-Pesa is Kenya, mobile money.
Yeah.
We don't know what can define us.
Yeah.
So my advice is they should look towards the biological side. I see a $1 trillion business in that regard. Yes, and then people should invest in research.
Okay.
Because IP, there's nothing that beats intellectual property.
All right, there you have it. So aspiring entrepreneurs and data scientists, Emeka is saying it is important to try to focus on life sciences and computing that can create an invaluable asset in the future, while also paying attention to solutions that solve local problems instead of copying solutions that have been successful in other parts of the world. Thank you very much for watching this episode. Thank you, Emeka, for coming, and hopefully we'll see you again next time with another stellar guest. Thank you and have a good night.